Welcome to Blue Moon College again. This is just a short video just to show you some of the other forms that you will use during your career as a process server. We've already run through a number of forms, the certificate of services and the affidavits. You do those in the same principle as certificates. So we're on the ABI PSG templates page. For those of you who don't know how to get there, you should do by now, but very quickly go to the Association of British Investigators, PSG templates. PSG stands for Process Service Guide. Also, when you're Googling this, guys, if you're tempted to put in ABI and take a quick shortcut, that's fine. Just be aware you might turn up on the Association of British Insurers website. First link there. Okay, takes you to the page. So what I'm going to run through now very quickly with you is some of these forms at the top here, and they're pretty much all the same in terms of they generally have spaces where you can type things in. So a form C9 is something that's generally used in family family proceedings courts. Okay, so you just fill it in the boxes. So for example, we're going to pretend we're in Westminster Magistrates Court. The case file number you'll take off the paperwork, and here you'll just pop in the name of the children, and they will often have children numbers associated with them, which you'd put in this section here. Okay, and then down in here you just pop in the details of the person you're serving. Remember to use the full postcode. How and when served. So served personally by handing the documents to Mr. Jones, who identified himself to me on questioning. When service effected on Wednesday the 12th of February 2020 at 10-12 hours at McDonald's at and then just put in the address. It really doesn't matter. And on this occasion I served family court, so an application and it's a notice of proceedings. Okay, let's put all that in, and then down in here pop in the date. I always try and do my paperwork the same day of service. Print it off, you sign it down in here, and then note in here on some of these forms there'll be a few things to cross out. So I am the applicant solicitor for the applicant other. So in here I'll just take a ruler and a black pen and just line through those, and then to the right of it here I'll just write in manually process server, because there isn't a box to do that. I'll just write in process server. Do up the invoice, copy the documents attached to it and send it off to your client. When you come to want to reuse the form, just click the text there and that will clear it. So that's a C9. Another sort of form we get is an N215. Okay, general certificate of service, and same principle. You write in here name of court, county court, claim number from the file, claimant, defendant. Okay, the documents that you served, so it could be a claim form. It could be a particulars of claim. Okay. On what day did you serve? Okay, so let's say I served these on the 12/02/2020. Okay, and depending on what the documents are, the date of service and when you've done it. So for example, if you come down to here, I'm actually typing in a claim form here. So a claim form served within the UK in accordance with Part 6 of the CPR is deemed to be served on the second business day after the claimant has completed the steps required by CPR 7.51. Well, I'm not going to tell you what that is. I'm going to set that as a bit of homework for you to go and find out. Okay, calculation of the deemed day of service of documents other than the claim form. So let's just, for the example's sake, we're going to pretend this isn't a claim form that was served here. It's going to be anything else. Okay, so if we've served it by delivering the document or leaving it at a permitted address, it's delivered to or left at the permitted address on a business day before 4:30 p.m. on that day, or in any other case on the next business day after that day. So what we'll say here is, where a document is other than a claim for, we've personally left it with somebody at 1700 hours. Okay. So it's 5 o'clock, it's after 6:30, so the date of service will be 13/02/2020. And we've left it at the defendant's, let's say, usual residence. Okay. Again, fill in the details down the bottom with your full name, position or office held. In here I just put process server. Okay. Sign in there and date it. Okay. So make sure you fill in all of the blanks. Click there to print the form in the usual manner. Okay, and then you click there to reset the form. So that's an N215. An EX550 is a sworn affidavit, usually for an N39 or an N79. Again, fill in the blanks. Should be fairly self-explanatory. An N285 general form of affidavit. Really don't use these very much now these days. You do tend to be using more the affidavits in support of the affidavit of personal service. You know, you really don't tend to use that so much. And the FP6, again, that's not certainly used these days. But that should show you where to find those forms. If you ever get asked for something a little bit weird and funky by an instructing solicitor, you'll be able to find them there. If not, a good Google will you find most things, or you can drop us an email. That's it for now. I'll see you back in the classroom.